Hi, I'm Jay, and welcome to Jay Reagan's One Car Garage. All right, it's a Sunday, out walking Wilson before I go over to visit the car. It's kind of a snowy day. Snowed yesterday a little bit, but today it's freezing. It's about 27 degrees, and then we got a nice hearty wind. There's Old Glory. You see her waving. So it feels like about minus 1,000 degrees right now. My fingers are freezing. Wilson's got to poop. I got to go into work. I got to pick up a bolt. Wilson's peeing again. Yeah. Hey, we'll be back. Stick around. We're going to do some more tuning, performance, choke, spark plugs, and I don't know what else. We'll figure it out. See you in a little bit. Man, it's cold. Okay, be honest. Have you ever used the poop bag as a portable hand warmer? All right, I might not do it. Oh, good. It went up to 30. Okay, what am I doing at Lowe's? Well, at one point, I got rid of every bolt nut that I had in my existence because I wasn't using them. And now, anytime I need one, I got to go get one. Okay, I finally made it here. I'm just marveling at my mess that I have here. When I finished the other day, I just kind of ran out of here and didn't put any of my tools away. So it's a complete disaster in here. All right, so what are we going to work on first? I don't know. I may work on this choke first. So the one I have on here now is the one that came off of the where'd this come off of? This came off of when I had the single barrel carburetor, and it's an electric choke from the same company I got the choke that's going to go on this, but I can never really get this thing dialed in. So I went back and just used the regular choke thermostat that came sort of with the car. It actually didn't come with the car, but I was able to pick one up off of eBay, which is this one, which is just the old-fashioned, let me bring you over to light, coil that once it heats up, it contracts. And this worked like a treat, you know? The carburetor was sort of oriented that way. I figured I might be able to use this one if I kind of turned it around, but the geometry is all messed up. So I have something else for that, and we'll show you that in a second. I gotta clean up. I'm like a pig here. Hey, look, a Holly 1920. Jamie from Dead Dodge Garage hates these things, but you know what? I rebuilt this one, and it ran pretty well for me. All right, it's time for Little Buddy. Is it called Little Buddy? What the hell is this thing? Portable Buddy. I like calling it Little Buddy. Let's put it up on the engine where there's gasoline. There, that's safe. Gas. Propane heater. What could happen? Well, here's the components of the electric choke. Where am I? Here's the sensor, which will, once it's cleaned up, we'll get mounted to here. Because Slant Six Dan said to mount it there. And Slant Six Dan knows everything. What else? And then we actually have the guts and glory. This would be the, come on out of here. Where are we? I never point the camera in the right direction. And here's the guts and the glory. This is the part that gets mounted somehow here. I don't know. This don't look right. But this is the one that Slant Six Dan said to buy. So it's got to be right, right? And then the control wiring, which I don't think I need because I had one of these on here before, and I think the wiring is still around here somewhere. I never got rid of it. Where is it? I know it's here somewhere. Or maybe I did get rid of it. I don't know. We'll look around for it. All right, we'll be back after I get oriented or disoriented. All right, so this is how I think that this gets oriented. Can you see? So there's a little tab down there at the bottom, a little hole here at the top, and the tab goes in the hole where the original stove was. They call them stoves. I don't know. Maybe I only call it a stove. And then it's hard to do here, but then see that? That actuator comes up and should go in that slot. Now, I have heard that the 318 carburetor, which I think this is, this Carter BBS, uses a different end here to adjust the choke. Now, I don't know if this is any different than the one that's on my carburetor that I have, that I bought when I bought the 2-barrel manifold. But let's take a look at those and see if there's any difference, because I heard that when you run a carburetor that's not designed for a Slant Six, but is designed for a 225, that has a different end on it. And here's the one off the 225. I'm sorry, here's the one off of the carburetor, the Carber BBD that I bought off the gentleman who I purchased the manifold off of. And to me, I think that looks exactly the same. I don't know. That one has like a little hump in it. So does this. So this is either going to work or it's not. And I have read that there is so much junk around here. There is a way to modify this. So I'm going to see if we have to, but we'll carry on. There's always something in the way. Need 2 hands for this. All right, is that in there? Let's take our fancy little air cleaner off. What do you guys think of this air cleaner? I know. Save it for the comments. All right, so right now we have a wide open throttle base. So let us put this on here. Now, you're supposed to open up the carburetor like isn't that supposed to shut the choke? That's what I thought. So like when you go to thought that was supposed to actuate the choke so it closes. Who knows? I'll play with this and I'll bring you back. And here goes the sensor mounted to the bolts, or the bolt holes, that are used to lift the engine in and out. And it's kind of surprising to me that, you know, apparently you just need one to pull the engine and the back one to pull the engine and the transmission. There's not a lot of meat in here. Unless mine are completely clogged up with gunk, you only have like about a ½ inch of thread here. So I had to actually cut down my bolt that I bought because it's too long. So let me get that on. Okay, sensor's mounted. Next thing you do is the connection from the sensor to the actuator, or the thing that actually actuates this rod, which closes or opens the choke. And look, they actually made this idiot proof. So one side goes to the sensor, the other side goes to power. And look, it's a spade bit on this side, so even I can't screw this up. Maybe. Get on there. Okay. And then, like I said, I think I have a wire here somewhere, because I did this before. And of course I need to tidy up this a little bit so it doesn't burn up on the manifold. We'll figure that out later. Where are you? I know there's a wire here somewhere. We'll find that. I got the power wire routed. It's that purple-ended one, and I just kind of temporarily plugged into the what I think is the upstream side of the ballast resistor. It's supposed to be the blue wire, and I know I painted these, but there's a little blue streaking through there, so I can see that's right. So I hope that's the right side. That should be what can power this. Okay, can you hear me? I'm trying to see if this choke is actually going to open up. So we'll give it a little bit to warm up and see what happens. Give you an idea where the rod is right now. Can you see it like that? The instructions say 2 to 3 minutes. Another thing that we're going to tackle today is I have way too much slack in this line, which is, if you read the instructions, I think step 7 tells you to measure this out and then cut off, keep an inch and then cut off the rest. And I didn't do that the other day, so that's probably why this has like been really difficult to get it dialed in. So I'm going to do that too. Also, another thing I noticed is this is kind of spongy, and there's supposed to be a set screw here that kind of stops that from wiggling too much, and I have that somewhere, so I'm going to put that in too. So you see that? All right, we'll be back, which means I'm going to run under the car again. So joy of joys, let me jack up the car. Okay, one of my favorite things to do. I got the car jacked up, crawling under the car. Oh, I would give my left nut for a lift. All right, so I'm gonna pull this wire out, at least a good bit. Where is it? And then we'll snake that through again, because I got to cut the sheath on the outside. You see it? There's the mounting plate for the kick down. So I pulled the wire out enough. All right, so that wire is out. I just want to make double sure. I don't feel like cutting through this wire. So we'll take a good bit of it out. All right, that should be enough. Yeah. Oh my God, old man noises. Okay, now that inner wire is out, I am going to take up the slack. And that's about the slack right, where's my fingers in the way? That's about the slack right there. And then they say to add an inch. So I'm going to wind up cutting this somewhere around there. About there. Okay. All right, now that's in. Got a little bit of a snake eating a rat thing here. That's because of the tape. Did you get that reference? Snake eating a rat? Anyway, I'm going to push the wire through. Hey, why don't you sit up here and tell me when it's through? Want to? Why not being wrong? You see it? I'll make a lot of grunting noises as I go back down. So let me know. I gotta steal the light. Sorry, can you still see it? Yeah, you can still see. Hopefully this will go through quick. You see it yet? How about now? It's got to be through there now, right? Hey, where'd it go? Didn't come through yet? Terrific. Didn't come through yet, huh? Well, thanks for looking. Let's see what's going on here. There it is. All right, there she is. Take all that slack up. Let's see if we can take off some of this tape too. I'm kind of interested to see if we get full travel on this. So what I'm going to do is put the stop back on. You see everything here? Yeah. And I'm going to pull this pretty taut, and then I'm going to go into the car and see if we're getting full actuation. Oh, I just dropped the friggin' thing. Now, it shouldn't really need to be this tight, to be honest with you. In fact, I think what you're supposed to do actually is, let me get this somewhat taut, is open up the throttle, and as I did last week, can you see everything? Let me back out a little bit. I'm going to take off this pin from the kickdown. So I'm pumping gas down there, and we're gonna open the throttle wide, and we're gonna take up the slack and tighten that up. This will be easier if I take some of the pressure off with the springs. I mean, it kind of opens itself up. Yes, I dropped it again. It's a little hard to do with one hand, so give me a break. I'm going back under the car. I actually may not have to. Can I reach that from here? Where's that stupid thing at? Where's that shifter? There it is. Yeah, I got it under. back off that cable a little bit, but I am interested in seeing if we get kicked down. So I'm gonna sacrifice for a little bit. Ooh, don't go anywhere. To do it on this speed. Could really use a straight stretch of highway, but we'll use this little farm road, which should work pretty well. See if we can adjust that a little bit. We're still not getting full throw. It's a little frustrating. Take a little tension off of that wire. Pretty smoothly, just taking a little bit of that slack out of the cable, or not slack, but giving it a little bit more slack. Okay, it's shifting really nice now. That was, I hit third about 25 with a little moderate pressure on the accelerator. So let's start out slow first. There's second at about 15 miles an hour. There's third about 30. So that's really good. Do I have kickdown? Still no kickdown. Sound like this. Man, this car is like scary now. Just because of the loose suspension and everything else. Brakes work nice. I think I need a little more travel in the accelerator portion. And so I'm going to address this squealing. I think it's a bearing on this side. That brake is fucking hot. I mean, I just almost burnt my finger. So even the lug nuts are hot. So something is either rubbing on the brakes or the bearing is making the wheel wobble, and that's what's causing friction. But I'm going to try to take this off. I should put some gloves on because it's damn hot.